India. We're talking over 1.4 billion people. A global giant, right? But when it comes to the world's biggest sporting stage, it's a total puzzle. That's what we're digging into today, India's Olympic paradox. So let's just get right to it. How is it possible that a country with so many people, so much raw talent, just doesn't bring home the medals at the Olympics? It's the question that's been bugging sports fans and analysts for, well, decades. And look, this chart just lays it all out. It's almost unbelievable. On one side, you've got China, the only other country in the billion-plus club, with over 300 all-time Summer Olympic golds. And then there's India, with just 10. I mean, the gap is just massive. So, yeah, what is really going on? All right, to really get this, we've got to look at the numbers behind this whole paradox. It's a tale of two Indias, really. A powerhouse in so many ways, but kind of trailing behind in the sports arena. Okay, so a huge part of the story, it's about money. Follow the money, right? India's annual sports budget is around 3,400 crore rupees. Now China's, a staggering 3 times lakh crore rupees. Let me put that another way. India is spending barely 1% of what China invests in its athletes. That's a huge piece of the puzzle. You got to invest to get results. But it's not just about the money. There's something else, something you can see and feel on any street in India. We're talking about the massive, all-consuming power of one single sport. And this quote just nails it. Cricket is a faith, and in India, cricketers are regarded as gods. It's not just a game, it's everything. It's a religion. All the sponsorship money, all the media headlines, all the fan love, it all gets funneled into cricket. And that leaves very, very little air for any other sport to breathe. Think about it. You ask a kid playing in a gully somewhere who they want to be when they grow up. The answer is always going to be Sachin Tendulkar, or maybe Virat Kohli. But why don't you ever hear them say Dhyan Chand? I mean, we're talking about maybe the greatest hockey player who ever lived, a true Indian legend. And the reason why is, well, it's pretty simple and honestly a little sad. They just don't know who he is. The stories, the legends of India's other sports heroes, even from its own national sport, hockey, they've just kind of faded away. But this goes way deeper than just what's popular. We need to talk about the system itself. The organizations that are supposed to be helping athletes, well, a lot of the time, they're the biggest problem. And get a load of this number, over 770. That's how many sports-related lawsuits have been filed in Indian courts in just the last decade. And get this, more than 200 of them are about straight-up bad management. That's not just a number, that's a symptom of a system that's completely broken. And we're not talking about small squabbles here. This chaos goes right to the top. The Wrestling Federation? Suspended, torn apart by infighting. The Boxing Federation? A mess of court orders and power struggles. Even the Indian Olympic Association itself has been paralyzed by its own internal drama. And while all this is happening, the athletes get nothing. No funds, no competitions, no support. This quote, it just hits you. In all of this, our athletes are roadkill. That's what it comes down to. The people this whole system is supposed to be for, they end up as collateral damage. Their careers, their dreams, just crushed. So, okay, the system is a mess. But even before an athlete gets to that point, there are these huge hurdles in society itself. Barriers that stop talented kids from even getting started. The cricket legend Kapil Dev put it perfectly. He said, "Millions in India still have to think about earning enough to afford 3 meals a day. It is but natural that sport does not get priority." I mean, think about that. If you're worried about where your next meal is coming from, becoming a professional athlete isn't just a dream. It's not even on the table. Survival comes first. Always. And this leads to a choice that honestly makes perfect sense for most families. Parents are going to push their kids to become doctors or engineers, stable jobs. Because the path of an athlete, it's so uncertain. There's no safety net, no real support. It's a huge gamble, and for most people, it's a gamble they just can't afford to make. Okay, so things sound pretty bleak, I know, but is it a lost cause? Absolutely not. There are some real glimmers of hope out there. There are new ideas and models that show, you know what? There is a better way to do this. Let's take a look at a place that's getting it right, the state of Haryana. It's wild how many of India's top athletes come from this one state. And their secret? They don't see sports as just a hobby. For them, it's a real economic strategy. It's a way to create jobs, a path to a better life. And here's their game plan. It's pretty brilliant, actually. 4 key things. 1. Huge cash prizes if you win a medal. We're talking life-changing money. 2. A guaranteed government job. Boom! The financial risk is gone. 3. They pour money into building great facilities. And 4. They're constantly out there looking for the next young star. It's the whole package. It gives athletes a reason to strive and the security to actually do it. Now, on the national level, there are some big programs trying to do this too. You've probably heard of Khelo India or TOPS. The ideas behind them are spot on. But the reality on the ground is a bit trickier. We're hearing about problems with funding, bad coordination, and a real struggle to reach talented kids in smaller towns and villages. So you've got all these problems and all these potential solutions, and it's all building up to this one massive moment. India is now officially bidding to host the 2036 Olympic Games. Think about that. This one move forces the entire country to look in the mirror and finally deal with this paradox. Because here's the bottom line. The talent is there. That is not up for debate. We see these incredible flashes of brilliance from individual athletes all the time. But the real question, the big one, is this. Does the country have the willpower to fix the broken system, to look beyond cricket, to actually truly invest in all its athletes? The dream of hosting in 2036, it all hangs on that one question.